Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the books that I've read. I've read most of these, so they're not all books about gold and silver. Some of them are investment books, some of them are useful books, and one of them is a book about economics. So the first book, obviously this one is a very well known book. Pretty much tons of people should know who this is. This is Robert Kiyosaki. He's got tons of followers, tons of subscribers. This is one of the best-selling investment books of the century. So personally, this book, I've read the whole book. It took me about 2 months to read it, over just reading a bit every week. I wasn't reading it every day, but there's 347 pages. But this book is useful because it has a lot of investment tips, and it does change your mindset when you think about money. Think about trying to invest your money, trying to grow your money. It's definitely worth a read. It's very popular. So here we have some things on the back. One of the quotes I remember from it is invest first in your education, because in reality the only real asset you have is your mind, the most powerful tool we have dominion over. That's one of the things that is said in this book. Another thing is that he talks about learning. You become what you study. Be careful what you learn, because your mind is so powerful that you become what you put in your head. So if you learn how to invest, you'll become a good investor. If you wanna learn how to be happy, then learn happiness, and many different things like that. You learn what you put in your head. So this has a lot of good investment quotes in it that are useful for newer investors and stackers. And the next book I have here is a book by Maloney, Gold and Silver. This book is actually what got me started into investing into gold and silver. Everything, all the fundamentals about gold and silver, and this about the history of gold and silver, and how the system cheats us with inflation and all that stuff, with the Federal Reserve, these central banks, Bank of England, all of that, how they just print money out of thin air. And it's all about how to protect your wealth with gold and silver. But he did write a second book. This book's highly recommended. If you're gonna, before investing into gold and silver, I'd highly recommend reading this book, because it will give you a lot of insights into why you should invest into gold and why it's important to. This book is also written by Mike Maloney. It's the second book about the great gold and silver rush of the 21st century. It just got released this year, actually. I bought it recently. It's this new book. It also talks about gold and silver and a bit of the history on it. But it also talks about the fact that there's potential for gold and silver to skyrocket in the event of a financial collapse, which, if it does happen, gold and silver will go to astronomical prices. But it's quite speculative, but it's definitely possible. But this is a good book. I've read about half of it. I'm still getting through it because it's quite a new book. And this book here, most people should know this, but this is the Holy Bible. I read this a few times. I'm still reading it because it's quite hard to read. It's got a lot of old words in it, but the Bible talks a lot about gold and silver. Many times throughout all the text, gold and silver are always mentioned together as wealth. The Bible calls gold and silver wealth and a store of value. And whenever people are doing trades in the Bible, it talks about gold and silver. But it's also got a lot of good philosophies for living your life. Like, it's very good to read the Bible, because most life lessons can come from the Bible. Save you a lot of time. And this book is about the Aztec Empire. Because I'm half Mexican, because my dad's Mexican, I read this book because obviously the Mexicans were originally the Aztecs, and this is about the history of the Aztec Empire. That's also why I bought the Mexican 50 pesos coin, because of my Mexican heritage. So this one comes from Mexico, and this is why I'm interested in Mexico a lot, because I'm actually part Mexican. So this book talks a lot about the Aztec Empire and how it was founded and how it survived for hundreds of years, and then it got invaded by the Spanish in the Spanish conquest of Mexico. And yeah, that's a good book, that one. But it's not about gold and silver, but it's just useful to know. And that's why I buy Mexican gold as well as gold from the UK, and silver. I buy silver from America, many countries, but I'm looking to buy more gold from the United States. I'm looking to buy American Eagle because I'm also American because I was born in America. So I'm hoping to get an American Eagle soon, and maybe a buffalo, but I got to save up for that. So this book is actually a textbook, but recently I've had to read through this book. It's a massive book. It's got tons of pages, but it's all about econometrics. If you don't know what econometrics is basically the branch of economics that deals with numbers. It tries to estimate the relationships between variables such as inflation and the interest rate, or inflation and unemployment. But not just that, you can also use what's taught in this book to predict what what's going to happen in the future. This book is useful for policy analysis and many other things like that. The main thing talked about in this book is ordinary least squares, which is regression analysis. But it's a good book. I read all of it because I've had to read it for uni because I had an exam on it. So, but I actually like everything that it says in that book. It's laid out really well. So if I open it, I'll show you. It's got tons of maths in it and everything. It's got everything. It's got graphs. It talks about hypothesis. Yeah, it's good, that one. Yeah, that one helped me to get 96% in my last econometrics test. It's heavily maths based, that one. But these are just a few of my books that I've read, or I'm in the process of reading. I'm still reading that one. This one I've read. This one I've read half of it. This one I've read all of that one. That one took me about a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks to read that one. This one took me the course of 3 months, but that's because I was also reading that big blue book at the same time. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of my books. Do you like my books? And let me know what are your favorite books, whether it's investing books or gold and silver books. Are there any other gold and silver books you'd recommend, not just from Mike Maloney, but anyone else? Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.